So this morning we're doing a lock retwist and with a 2-strand twist. And then we're going to go straight into the style before I even put her under the dryer. Anyway, this is one of my favorite styles to put for people because it lasts a long time. It keeps the roots nice and fresh for a while and allows the hair to start to, you know, come together a little better. Especially if you get another style on it. And plus it's like, especially if you like that curly look at the end, it's a perfect style to utilize. So people always want to know, and I always go over it, what do I use to retwist locks? And I don't use anything, right, Claudia? No, I don't.
No.
No. So what we use is just rose water. And I just want to reiterate that. So if you ever see me spraying something, that's just to rehydrate the hair, to get it back to, I don't retwist on dry hair. I only retwist when the hair is nice and hydrated and moist. Just doing a retwist. As you can see, it's been a minute. She got a lot of new growth. So as you guys can see, I'm doing a 2-strand twist. And then from the 2-strand twist, we're gonna go straight into the style, okay? I don't know if I'm gonna be on here for that whole time. And she has like naturally soft, her hair texture is really soft. And it could get frizzy pretty quick. So whenever I go in to clear up her what you call this here, her lines, her parting, I have to be very careful. So I have to make sure that I'm not ripping the hair, that I'm just, you know, bringing the hair back to where it belongs, because when the hair is this soft, it tends to want to do its own thing. What I'm doing, I've done this for those of you guys that's been on my live before. If I'm doing an example or a tutorial, I always let you guys know what I do, okay? So first thing I'm gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna clear out this part with our fingers. Then we wanna go ahead and just tilt your head for me, baby, a little bit so they can see. So we're just gonna comb it apart just to make sure there's no stray hairs. And then you're gonna fine tune it with your comb. And then here we go. And you have to be careful because sometimes you may take out a little too much. So you want to take your time going through it so that you don't accidentally take a big chunk from somewhere else. And here it is. So you have, you know, a nice clean part for the hair, and everything is where it's supposed to be. Okay, guys, I don't know if I showed you how our 2-strand twist. So we're gonna retwist the hair first. And palm roll. And we're just gonna hold it there. Now, in my other video, if you guys have watched my other video or ever visited my YouTube video, I discussed that I don't like buckling. However, if you're going to 2-strand twist and you don't feel like you want to use any pins, we could do the no pin method because we're going straight into the 2-strand. So you're going to straighten out that lock anyway, and it won't dry in that position. So I'm going to show you what I do. So what you do is you're going to go ahead and just retwist the hair as usual. Okay, and then we're gonna palm roll. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna just go ahead and allow it to loop on itself. And it'll stay just like that. It'll stay twisted for you. You see that? So this is the difference between doing it with a clip and then doing it with no clips, okay? I prefer to coil. Whenever I start off my starter locks, I always start off my starter locks with a coil. I do not start them off with the 2-strand. Same thing on this side. I don't know if you guys can see it. Let me see if I can bring it up a little bit. guys should be able to see. So I've already went through with my hand. I've already sectioned it out with the comb. And now we're gonna fine tune it. Alrighty. We're gonna do this again, but for this part right here to separate these two. Ahead and retwist it. Now we're going to palm roll down the shaft. And if you watch my last video, you know I don't palm roll it more than 2 to 3 times. I like texture. I like the hair to be able to do what it needs to do. So we're going to do that one more time. I just showed you how to pin it down with the pin. And I'm going to show you the no clip method one more time, okay? So we just retwisted it. Now we palm rolled it. Everything's into place. And you just let it curl within itself. I like to use the no pin method if I'm going into something like this. If I'm going into a 2-strand or straight into a style. I would never let it dry like this, because remember I said we don't do the buckling. This is the only time that I would allow it to buckle, is if I'm going straight into the style, and the style is the 2-strand twist, okay? So we're gonna go ahead, and this is how I 2-strand twist the hair. I take the two, what you call these things? I take the 2 strands of the locks, right? And then I kind of bring this over to the side. I'm gonna use my pinky finger as an anchor. And then we're going to take it and just bring it over. I'm going to read that question in a little bit. And then basically that's all we're doing. Sorry, my love. I know your head is coming back like that. So we're just going to... And then when it comes to the rubber band, sometimes I tuck the ends and sometimes I don't. It just depends on the preference. And honestly, tuck ends look nice and polished. And I do like that look as well. However, here's the thing. This client has to take the locks, not the locks, but the rubber band off themselves. So I want to be able to make sure that they're not ripping off their ends and trying to take off the lock, not the lock, but the rubber band, okay? So when we put our rubber bands, we don't put it in our mouths, okay? If you notice, when I opened up my rubber band, sorry, hold on. I just open it up like that with my hands, okay? So use your hands, don't use your mouth. It's not sanitary, and especially during COVID, that's not something you want to do. Okay, so you open it up with this hand. We're gonna place that 1, 2, 3, okay? So then it's not too tight. It's not digging into the foundation of her locks, and it's going to be easier for her to take off, okay? So this is going to be the last one. So we're going to go ahead and clear this part up. Go through with the comb once again. And then fine tune it with the end of the comb. So for this one, we're just going to do the full no clip, okay? I'm not going to use a clip at all so you guys can see how it is. Okay. So go ahead. I use the comb when I retwist all the time. But then there's times when I don't have to. Alrighty, so remember, I just retwisted it. Now here's my thing with my no clip. I like to still make sure that the base is straight. So what I like to do sometimes is I like to hold my hand here and bring it around so that I know that that root stayed extremely straight for me, okay? So we're gonna do it again over here. Hopefully you guys can see, because I think Claudia getting tired of me having her head coming back.
That's okay.
Okay, so we're going to do this one more time. As you can see, her locks, she got larger locks, which they're so cute. I wish my locks were this size sometimes. So we're going to go ahead and retwist the front. You guys don't understand how far her hair has come. Her hair used to be so dry. Used to cut up my hand, you hear?
Oh my God.
I was just telling her earlier today that I was gonna just, you know, dispar her. She couldn't come to me no more because she wasn't following her prescription. Hold on a second. But she knows I'm playing. Sorta, kinda. So we go ahead and just 2-strand twist her hair. Okay, so now her hair has been retwisted. It went straight into the style. Typically, what I would have done was put her right under the dryer and get her hair being dried. Is there a go-to product you'd suggest for hydration? I have my product that I sell online, which has worked well for a lot of my clients. What you say, Claudia?
Yes, it has.
Yes, it is.
That's all I use.
See, she said that's all she used, and consistency is key. But which is a rose water, the same thing I retwist your hair with is what you can also utilize. So I'm gonna go straight into the style for her. She showed me a style that she would like, so that's what we're going to go into right now. Straight into the style. And then from the style, we will put her under the dryer. And do one more right here. And then I'm just going to, so I don't know if you guys seen what I was doing, but I'm gonna show it to you in the back as well. I'm gonna try to use as minimal rubber bands because her ends already has rubber bands in them. So I'm going to leave this to the front because this is going to be a ponytail and we want to be able to have hair to wrap around the ponytail. So I'm going to leave these two to the front. Normally when it comes to styling for me, I like to know what style I'm going to go into because sometimes I'm allowed to not allowed. I plan to retwist according to the style. So I can go into the style sometimes, okay? So we're gonna pin this out the way. So what we're going to do is this same braid that's in the front. Oh, y'all can't see it right now. But what we're gonna do is basically, shipping is robbery, it is. We're going to make the braid kind of come like this. If you see the middle of my fingers, we're gonna make the braid kind of come in like this. So basically it's called a basket weave. This is the concept. If you see what I'm doing right here, that's the concept we're going for, okay? So that's the first one we're gonna go for. We're gonna go with the outer one first, and we're gonna bring it over that one. Hold that into place. We'll do the same thing for the other one, okay? So now the one that was at that was here, we're gonna bring that over. And then we're gonna do the same thing. So what I'm doing is I keep taking the one that's the most outer. First. And then that's it. You're just basically ping-ponging back and forth. All right, Charles, I can't wait to see you. Alrighty, so we're gonna take this one, ping pong it, and then we're gonna bring that there, and then this one I'm kind of gonna bring it down, and then allow me to ping pong it. So with this here, where we've reached the end, so even though she has 2 strands, she's still able to get that kind of weaving to go up. And then I'm going to take a rubber band and secure it. And I'm not going to make it too tight. You got to be very careful about the tension that we have in the hair. Especially since I'm going to be doing like another rubber band to the front to bring the two together. So if you see that, and it'll stay. Do you feel any pulling when you went forward? Okay. So if you notice, you always want to check to make sure that there's no pulling, and everything's in its place. It's not going to move. Okay. So give me a second. I'm gonna get another rubber band. I am. This is the only way I know how to be,
That's right.
baby. Okay, so since I have, hey King, I am doing fine. How are you? Okay, so now the two that I had at the side, because I'm going to be wrapping them around the hair, now I'm going to peel those two down because I don't want them to go into the ponytail. Okay? So basically what happened here is we have it, the basket weave here, and then we have the weaving there in the back. Okay? All right, Charles, see you next time. So we're going to go ahead and bring that up. Make sure these two are at the side. And then I use the bigger rubber band because it allows for more control without me having to add more tension. So the smaller the rubber band is, it's going to make it tighter because you're going to be struggling to get all this hair into the rubber band. So this one I went bigger, and I might do 1 or 2 loops around, and then as I do this third loop, well, first, how does that feel?
It's good.
It's good?
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm going to do, because we kind of want this portion right here to look like a fan or a loop, so I'm going to take the longer pieces, kind of push them to the front before I do that loop. And I want to bring these shorter pieces to the back so it can be more of a base for me. Fan it out a bit. And then we're going to kind of like tuck it. The rest of it is going to be done with pins. Okay, so now that I have that, stretch this out a bit and bring this over. Okay, what we ultimately want is more of that fans look. Now I'm going to take this one right here, the one that I left out. We're going to bring it around so that you can hide your rubber band, and it also gives you more of a polished look. We're going to do the same thing with the other one. I'm going to wrap it around, and then that's where we're going. So it's like a semi-bun. So then what I like to do is I'll take a pin to hold everything into place while I thread my needle and pin the hair. So basically I know where I'm coming in when I go with it. And basically I'll take a picture and then you guys will be able to see the finished look. But that's pretty much the general idea. So she has her two on the sides. We have our basket weave going up. We have our basket weave coming back. And then all I'm going to have to do is we're going to put wrapping paper around. Make sure the edges are laid. and put her under the dryer, and when she comes out the dryer, she'll be completely done. So that's it. I don't know if anybody asked any questions because my head was down and paying attention somewhere else, but that's basically the end of it. So today we went over clipless retwist, we went over 2-strand twist, and then I showed you guys how I did the style. Good morning. I'm located in Florida, Pompano Beach, Florida. Okay guys, so that's it. I hope you guys have an amazing day. I'll see you guys like the next time I'm on here.